Good day! I'm Shaina, your guide for today's topic. But before we begin our discussion, I would like to inform the viewers that this video tutorial was created for the purpose of informing the students or other interested individuals on how to create a certain component of a research study. I would also like to acknowledge that the source of the information that will be presented later is from a book entitled Practical Research for Senior High School by Amadeo Pangilinan Cristobal Jr. and Maura Consolacion de la Cruz Cristobal. Our topic for today is the review of related literature. Seems confusing? Don't worry, it's easy. Well, let's begin! Related literature examines facts and principles from the resources that are related to the present study. A research study on the learning curves of high school students would utilize literatures that deal with the same subject. These resource materials include books, encyclopedias, published journals, newspapers, and magazines. Related literature is also called conceptual literature, that deals to clarify the different variables being studied. It also removes any vagueness surrounding the central concepts of the research. The major variable is the central idea of the entire literature. Its sub-variable helps specify which particular aspect of the major variable is being referred to. The indicators, on the other hand, are specific information that describes the sub-examples are major variables, study habits, sub-variable, time required for studying, methods of studying, and place for studying. Indicators, employing pattern time intervals for effective studying in one's ideal environment. Writing the literature review. In her book, Conducting Research Literature Review, From the Internet to Paper Thing 2009, defines a literature review as a presentation of the analysis patterns and critics of individual sources. Its purpose is to offer a wide review of referenced scholarly articles and other sources. Essential elements of a literature review. First, overview of the subject or topic, issues or theories to be considered. Second, division of works such as those that support a particular position. Third, explanation of the comparison of the gathered literature. Fourth, conclusion and the best arguments. Stages observed in writing the literature review. Literature review serves to preface the purpose of the study. The related literature cannot be evaluated without the setting the foundation for the review. A literature review therefore follows a systematic approach in writing its content. The premise of the review should be clarified, and the relation of the cited resource materials to the study should be established. These different stages are observed when writing the literature review. First, problem formulation. The researcher must determine the research problem before the review of literature is conducted to fully understand the variables considered in the study. Second, literature search. Any reading material that is related to the study must include a discussion and explanation of at least one of the variables. Third, data evaluation. The indicators that are synthesized from various relevant sources must further build the researcher's confidence as the variables of his or her study are made clear. Fourth, analysis and interpretation. Breaking the entire reading article into smaller parts will help the researcher correctly interpret the information in the reviewed materials. Format of a literature review. The general format of a literature review is as follows. First, the The introduction. The general problem and the variables should be defined. Every important data should be highlighted. The selected literature should be relevant to the study. Second, the body. Chosen approaches, conclusions of authors, specific objectives, and the like should be included. Studies and literature should be summarized. The following are considered in choosing a literature. Provenance. It refers to the author's credentials and empirical basis of the article or literature. Objectivity. It refers to the rationality of every data or fact cited. Persuasiveness. It refers to the degree of credibility of the data. Value. It refers to the degree of the contribution of the literature. Finally, the conclusion. Major contributions of the studies and articles should be summarized. Current developments and new information should be evaluated. And lastly, the review should be concluded. Practical tips in writing the literature review. First, scholarly work should be used. Electronic sources should be properly scrutinized. The relation of the sources should be described, and interpretation should be done appropriately. Each source should base on its relevance. Conflicts or contradictions should be resolved. Areas of prior scholarship should be identified. One's original work should be placed in the context of existing literature. Example of a review of related literature. And that's it! Wasn't it easy? I hope you enjoyed watching the video. See you next time for my next video tutorial. This video tutorial was brought to you by Eunice Lim, Shaina Cabisada, Jabo Manticahon, Angel Ingracia, Cyril D, Johanna Gamo, and Ryan Paudak, students of Liceo de Cagayan University, Grade 11, ABM 1.